but it's our rainbow.
This one.
Yeah. Is it already recording?
Yeah, we're going.
Is this YouTube?
No, no, we're just going to put it up to YouTube later.
Oh, can't we? Hello.
No, yeah. Okay. Cindy wants to do a live, but
Yeah, can we? Tell him.
We've already started.
Oh, can we?
Next time we will.
Oh,
I know you can't
God.
interact with anything.
Yeah. Jingala jingy walla.
So we're here. The reason we're doing this today is because I guess you didn't get to say everything you kind of wanted to say the other day, and just to probably elaborate more, and the sound was a bit off too, wasn't it? But so hopefully you can hear a bit better. Cindy just did did a blessing. It was a bit crazy with it. Not for you though. Just it's just another day.
He went under. Yeah, he went under in spirit, and he's like, "Did you do that?" He's like,
I was just holding my head. My whole head was moving up.
No, I held the back, but he was doing his own.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get into it. So look, we're here to talk about. You've called it a rally on Saturday in Lismore. Is it Spinks Park at 10 o'clock?
Yes, Spinks Park on this coming Saturday. As you know, it's the same day as the coronation day for the King, and it's at 10 a.m. Spinks Park, Lismore. So, but before we start, there was something on my heart when I went into prayer, and there was something on my heart, and I need to say this to you, my people, all Australians. You know, I do love yous, and I actually care about this country, and I actually care about all Australians. And I don't care about, the colour of your skin, your background, your religion. It's not about any of that, because this is about spirit. This is about all of us. This is about looking after each other. This is about humanity and our children and the next generation. So we need to start looking after each other and not listening to a corporate government that does not care about any of us. And Australia, how long does it take, for all Australians and all First Nations to wake up to this government? You keep on having elections after elections, and they never change, and they never will, because of who's in control. So you keep on hoping and praying that they will change, but they never will. Australia. So you can get that down into your guts, your gizzard, whatever you want to call it. They will never change. But I want to tell you that I love yous all. So does your ancestors. They're all in spirit, and they're all with us. We've got the biggest battle here. Not just a physical, but this is a spiritual battle, Australia. And you know what? Australia's going to lead the way. We are a mighty nation. We are a very resilient nation. And I know united we stand, divided we fall. It's up to you now, Australia. Are we going to allow this referendum? Are we going to let this referendum take place? But just remember, there's a lot of darkness that comes with this referendum. And if you don't want this in this country, then you need to stand up, because this is a time. It'll be too late. Come after August, it'll be too late, Australia. The time is now. The time is now to gather. The time is now to rally, wherever you are throughout this beautiful country of ours. Yeah, this beautiful country of ours. How long will it remain beautiful after Australia says yes? Everything's going to change, Australia. So we need to stand as a people united, because we're up against an evil force. Yeah.
I guess I've got a lot of questions. Thanks for that. Yeah, like for me, it's like the whole force of it. Like it's that one separation. It's all separation and unity, isn't it? And that's what you were talking to me the other day when we were chatting on the phone about. You like that division they've created between black and white, and then even you know nations against other nations.
Yep.
And it's like how do you bring everyone together? This is like I feel like there's kind of enough time for people because people are starting to understand this a little bit more. Obviously, not to the extent that we want,
Yep.
but I mean, this is like just a step towards that, isn't it? How much of it, how much of it's about the land grab with what they're pushing with Agenda 21. I just saw today that the AFL, because we talked about the AFL the other day, the AFL has taken $250 million to build a new stadium in Tasmania, but under the guise that they are yes for the boys. So, they've taken over all these different cultural institutions.
It doesn't matter. We're the majority. The people have the power. Australia, you have the power to stop corporations. They can take as much money as they want, but we are the majority. It's the power of the people that's gonna take this stand. And this corporate government needs to see the power of the people within this nation. You ready, Australia? I'm ready. Let's stand together and they can splash out on all the fake, money they want to. But at the end of the day, it's the people, So how about we as the people, we unite and we stand together and we show this corporate government the power of the people. Go on strike, Australia, from the 6th. From Saturday, go on strike. Spend time with your family. Show this government that we don't need them. See, we've got to step out. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You've got to just make a decision within your family. No, we're going to just stop right now. I'm not going to work. I'm going to stop. I'm going to get all my money out of the bank. Do what you need to do to change. This is the only way, Australia. We need to step out of our comfort zones, and we've got to make righteous decisions right now for the sake of your family, for the sake of this country, and for the sake, of our children. So rise up, Australia. Show this corporate government who we are as a people, because it's the power of the people. It's the power of the people that's gonna, let it be heard. Let them hear us roar. Come Saturday, we'll tell the story. How many other communities out there want to rally on Saturday? Rally the same time as us. If you can't make it to Lismore, then you rally where you are. But you let this government know that we're sending out well, they're not even a government, Australia. Let's cut the government bullshit out of it and let them know that they are a registered corporation, that they're on foreign soil. We've just got a bunch of puppets working for them.
Yeah. And like, if you go back to how much of it's really symbolic, because if they're changing the constitution, they're saying like, that's invalid anyway.
Yeah.
You strip down all that bullshit, the crown, the constitution, even the corporation. Like, what does it come down to, right? It's the unity of the people. And they've done so well dividing us. That's why I wanted to ask you, like, because there's obviously like a lot of trauma.
I'm having a little laugh about that.
What?
I'm having a little laugh because
I
went to Kevin Hogan's office and I asked for the Constitution, and I was expecting this big book. Nothing. Kevin Hogan is the federal member for Lismore, right. For the page, whatever. Well, I think it's all. Anyways, turned around and they walk out with a little pocket edition. I was like, what? Is that how much you watered it down? Like, I've got it in the car. I was dumbfounded.
Surprised they still have it, right? They don't read it.
No, they got a little pocket edition, but that's how small it is. It was like, oh, this is, and it's watered down to the max. And but you want that original of the, I want the original founding constitution before they altered, before they amended, before they struck out stuff, It's all still there, but you just need to do your own good. You need to seek it out. Yeah, but anyway.
Because a lot of this is they've played on the lack of education.
The eagle. Garama, my spirit came. The eagle's here.
Just telling you, I haven't seen
Yeah, Garama Mube. Notangali Najagali.
What's a good sign?
Mebbingarri. Yeah. I love when I see the eagle because it's my spirit, a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation, but I do because it's my culture. And it's a part of the circle of life. So when I leave this world, I can, our spirit goes back to something or someone or whatever, and mine is the eagle. And that's where I'll return to, and then I'll continue to watch over country because it's a part of the circle of life. So if you don't believe in reincarnation, it's a part of my culture, and I do. So, and that is where I'm going back to be a part of the circle of life for it to continue. The animals, everything. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I don't know where I was going. No, actually, well, that makes me think too, because we were having this conversation the other day too, and because I said, like, I always wanted to go overseas, and I kept getting this pull. I had to come back to Australia. And like I've obviously got European ancestry in the Mediterranean, and then in Britain. But like to me, as a white fella, this is my home, right? I don't feel at home anywhere else, only on this continent. So what do you think about incarnations of spirit onto this land at this time, whether you're got First Nations ancestry or not?
Yeah.
How does that fall into your?
I just want to touch on what he's saying, because I said to Dale, Dale, if we're black fellas, and white fellas, and we all get offended, white fella, black fella, whatever, you call us Originals and First Nations people, but what can we call yous instead of calling yous white fellas? Because
what did I say?
That was introduced also.
Call me Dale.
Yeah, you can call me Dale, mate. But
that's a good point, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So what can we call yous, Australians? Just Australians, like you call us First Nations. So we say you Aussies, or we can say, let's just get away from colour, because I don't want to look at you, and I even calling yourself a white fella. Even calling yourself a black fella. If we're so thing about reprogramming, let's start there when it comes to calling one another names about colour.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we talk about spirit, how about we get away from that? How about we get away from this colour? You're my brother. You're my sister. If you love your brother or your sister so much, you can't see colour. You see beyond. You see who they are. You see spirit. So, no, you're not what you say you are. You're my brother.
It is that is cultural programming.
Yeah.
Because that's with the history here. There's a lot of trauma, even in the DNA of I can't say black for now, but you know what I mean, of the nations here. But then there's on the other side, there's a lot of white guilt. That people hold to it. So this is complete imbalance.
See?
That needs to.
Don't ever feel guilty. Don't ever feel guilty for something that don't carry that guilt, because that's not healthy. That will make you sick. That's just, everything is spirit. That's not good, and it's not healthy for you. Don't ever feel guilty of the past, of what's, you have to just do what you need to do but don't ever feel guilty about what your ancestors have done. That is not your burden to carry. All we can do is just learn from that, grow together and work together. but don't ever feel guilty for what someone else's actions has caused, you know. Don't ever carry that burden for what others have done, you know. But you can make a difference by just, you know, acting in love with one another. But don't ever feel guilty about someone else's actions of what they've done in the past. We cannot do this guilt trip on one another in this country. Enough is enough. Is it? Yeah.
No, that's it's perfectly well said. It's like you was like saying, come back to spirit, right? So
Yeah.
you're talking about, you're not talking about, you're talking about, it's like releasing all the burdens of history to know history, but
Yeah.
like, let's start fucking new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're going to conquer if there's separation.
Yeah. We are family, right? We were all once upon a time ago before, you know, these aliens come across the seas and you know, killed and murdered your ancestors, killed and murdered, you know, my ancestors, and dispossessed us from our lands, all our traditional tribal lands throughout the world. And, you know, nobody asked for that. Nobody. But they, you know, and the greatest deceivers, the greatest strategic planners, how to divide and conquer a people.
Can you tell me, because obviously we're having it in Lismore, this is your country. Can you tell me the significance of that area, this whole area?
Well,
and it's kind of interesting you're having it on the same day as the coronation. Was that planned?
Actually,
Was that planned,
at first when I realised, because I went into prayer and I prayed about the day, and then I was thinking, oh, what day is the Saturday? So anyways, I was thinking, oh, we'll have it on a Saturday. You can't have a rally on a Friday and Sunday. You know, everyone's, you know, returning from, you know. So Saturday morning's always a good time to hold an event, you know. And when I looked, so I thought Saturday it is, 6th of May. And then I ended up later on realising, wow, it's the King's coronation. I was like, yeah,
so you didn't know.
No.
Oh, I love it.
So it just happened. And it was like, yep, the 6th of May, all by spirit.
Because it's the antithesis of every, like, how's that for a synchronicity that happens on the same day? Because that's the representation of the creator. It's the force that's created all this whole time. And that's, I even don't like when people start by saying white man's law, because it's not white man's law, it's this. Yeah, it's the law of the inversion.
The invaders.
Yeah,
it was the law of the invaders, you know, and it's not. Yeah. You know what? Just touching on that, my brothers and sisters, we should not be bickering amongst one another because we have a greater enemy. My enemy is not you, and your enemy is not me. Our enemy is this corporation. Our enemy is government. Our enemy is the monarch. Regardless, they were the ones that come here and started this whole problem that we've got in this country, you know. And this is where we as a people, we need to stand up and say we will not tolerate and we will not accept this, and we will not be, you know, inferior, and we will not be treated like, you know, you're slaves anymore, because we are actually living in a modern day slavery system. You can't see it because you need to step out to see it. If you haven't stepped out, my brothers and sisters, you know, you need to step out. For once in your life, step out into the unknown, you know, just like dropping in the ocean and then they tell you, you know, that sharks will attack you, you know, and everything like that. And they put that fear in you that you don't want to swim in the ocean because, you know, people are telling you, oh, sharks will attack you. But them sharks, they have spirit. Not all sharks are bad, you know. They might be meat eaters, yeah, but sometimes they just want to come up and give you a little, you know. You know, what are you?
I'm scared shitless. I'm scared shitless of the ocean.
But you know what I'm saying. But you know, like sometimes you just got to have that no fear. You have to jump in that ocean. You got to go in the deep. You got to do what you need to do, because this is about your family. This is about our kids' future. And I don't want to leave this world knowing that my kids are in the hands of a system full of monsters, aliens that just want to abuse our future generations and have them, you know, I think about that movie, that running, oh, what is it? You know, that, oh,
That's right.
the something games.
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Hey, that's what they're doing.
That's what it just, it just had a quick thought of the Hunger Games, you know, and it's like really, like you look at that, if you haven't seen the Hunger Games, you have a look at it. You know, do we honestly want something like that upon the lives of our children?
We, in the Hunger Games, they're basically 99% of the world is they are not allowed to go onto, and that's what they're going to use this voice for. Because I was telling you about they're having meeting. They've already put it in the planning documents of local council to have Aboriginal co-ops.
Yeah, you were saying
discussing over land of low density housing, because it's this whole plan to push people into the smart cities, and they're going.
That's what I was going to say.
And they're going to use the Aboriginal
that's what it was
co-ops
leading
to say that
yeah,
because they're protecting the land or the water or whatever it may be.
Well, look, I've seen.
So I was going to say, if and when this comes in, I mean, it shouldn't change anything of the way we act, but if it comes in, what's going to be the result of that?
Look, you know what, you mob? I'm telling you now, about 3 years ago, when COVID was all happening, I was telling them the smart cities are coming. Only because I had a dream, but I didn't know. I was just like, anyways, so I started putting out there that, you know, there's smart cities coming. Anyways, and all of a sudden I was putting it out there about smart cities. And I was being called a conspiracy theorist, and I was being called this and everything, and you're out of your mind. Came when I seen the first document released, and I was like, wow. That's the magical thing when you're connected to spirit. You see before it even comes, because that's what we do as guardian and protectors. When Creator knows and the ancestors knows that they can trust you because you're going to tell the truth to the people. That's why these things are given. When you're true, when you're committed. See, let me tell you one thing about me. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do any of these things because my body belongs to them. I'm a vessel, I'm a tool. I work for the creators and for my ancestors, for creation. I don't serve this world. I don't serve this government. I'm not a part of no corporations or anything like that, because I don't agree with a lot of these things. And because I separated myself. I'm separate. And it's not that, you separate yourself where you can't be still out there, in the community, interacting.
You're the master of two worlds.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you got
to operate in both. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't want to even be, when I go into country, I go in the spirit. Sometimes when I lay down and I just meditate, I go off traveling, sometimes for a couple of hours. But I don't, because I like to be in the spirit, so I know what I need to do to help the people. Because when you're caught up in the world, it corrupts you. It corrupts your spirit. So every time you finish out in the world, you go back and you cleanse yourself, you wash yourself, and you come back to source. You come back to spirit, because the world can corrupt you. So you always got to stay clean. You always got to, But anyways, I don't want to get off track, but no referendum. No referendum.
No, I like where you're going there, because because I mean, just like voting no on the referendum, like it is a small act, but to me, it's an energy saying, it's like Neo in the Matrix. It's like, no, fuck off, we're not having it. But like, what can an individual do? When you're talking about being connected to spirit, what can an individual do? Like we're talking a lot about.
Yeah,
going to country and stuff too. So like, what is that? What's advice you just give for that?
Imagine if all Australians, if all of us, First Nations, all Australians, all our brothers and sisters, because we're all brothers and sisters at the end of the day, we're all connected. What if we all went to Uluru and we all laid our hands upon that rock together? Because there's more to that rock than a lot of people throughout even know. And it's what's in the rock that is more powerful. So imagine if all of us, as brothers and sisters, we had a big journey to the centre of Australia, to the very art, the creator of all, the very art of all the tribes of the world, of where creation began in this continent, in this nation. This is where it all started. It didn't start in Africa. It didn't start in India. It didn't start wherever in America or anywhere. It began here, Australia. That's why our country is so sacred. That's why they came with a militant force to wipe us out, because they were looking for this tribe. They were looking for this people that held this law, because they were the law keepers for all the tribes of the world. And they had to silence them to introduce you to their new way to control and to slave the people through Christianity, the Bible. So they had to get rid of the law keepers, the ones that held the law. You know, that was creator's law, universal law, the law of the masters, you know. So a lot of people call them the ascending, you know. But that's why they came. If you want to know the true history about your country, they were searching for this tribe that had this, they knew about us. There's a symbol that, you know, I think it's in Turkey, or one of the symbolic, and I was talking to someone about it, and there's a certain symbol that is on the carvings in one of these countries. Now, if anybody knew the truth of what that symbol is, if you were connected to Creator and Spirit, you would know what that symbol means.
What is it? In Turkey.
There's a carving on, and it's specifically of our ancestors, you know, on the rocks and everything over there. And there's one symbol that they've got marked, and I asked the Creator, and as soon as I seen it, I knew what it was, because, yeah, when you're connected, you know.
So is Uluru, is this the original Holy Grail? Is that the Holy Grail?
Yeah.
What's in there?
Yeah.
Because so Cindy was sharing with me the other day, people might know this, but the face of the woman on one side of the rock, and the I saw the male face, but
never. Yeah.
The woman. And then once you showed me, I went, oh, because if that is the center, not only everything's compressed, and that is the center of the universe, and we've got the perfect representation of the unity of what we've been talking about, the whole thing.
Bring the balance back.
In the center, right?
Then you see the water that runs from our hair. Because women, because of the womb, because of who we are, water law, you know? The water belongs to the women, it belongs to mother. And that's mother creator there, and that's father creator. And that's the art of creator of all. That's the great spirit. That's the heart of tribes. And it's sitting right in this nation. So why would we want to protect this country? Operation that wants to enslave us, that wants to dig up the resource, you know, and annihilate us. I don't even know what to say to them First Nation, or what, I don't even know what they are. They've probably been, you know, they've probably got a chip in and being told what to do, or they've probably been controlled, who knows. But they call themselves, you know, the First Nation leaders. Let me say their name. Linda Burney, Patrick Dodson. Who else we've got? Barbara McCarthy. We've got Marcia Langton. Who else have we got? So we got Noel Pearson. We've got all these so-called leaders that are sitting in this position, pulling the strings, making decisions, and lying, saying that they're consulting with First Nations for this referendum. Do you know how much money they're going to be paid, you mob, if this referendum goes through? Do you know they'll be sitting there dictating over all First Nations? Now, you won't be making no decisions for your country, your native title, anything, nothing. Your executive committee. Let me say it again: Linda Burney, Patrick Dodson, Noel Pearson, Barbara McCarthy, Marcia Langton. There's someone, Patrick, I don't know. There should be 7 of them. I know I've missed.
Anyway.
Yeah. But anyways, I've had enough of them. As a First Nations woman, I've had enough of them. Have you had enough of them, Australia? Have you had enough of them, my brothers and sisters? They have been sitting there getting their pockets lined and selling out this country and our people for so long. Yeah, enough is enough. So all my brothers and sisters out there, you know, throughout all the tribes, how about we stand together, united with all Australians, and let's fight them. Let's stand them down, you know, because I've had enough. I'm sick of them. You know, who are they? Who are they to waltz in and take everything from us? Who are they? Are we going to continue to allow them to do this to the people of this country? You know, every time we unite, look what they do. They send in their infiltrators. They send in their dividers. They send in just when the people are united, and then you see politicians step in, you know, and then you see the people, the sheep follow them again. It's like, don't do that. When Australia unites, you know, when we unite and the politicians want to come in, see, you know why the politicians do that? Because they don't want you to destroy their democracy, because they still want to pay. They still want their pay. You know, they just want their payday. And by Australians uniting, their democracy is under threat. Their government's under threat. That's why don't let politicians come in Australia when we do this. It's like, tell them, fuck off.
They should just be irrelevant about the situations.
That's right. They shouldn't even be.
Don't even acknowledge it.
I know this firsthand because I seen it in Canberra, Dale.
Yeah.
I went down there to Canberra and I was called by Spirit. I seen it all. I was called, even people rubbishing me. It was like, wait there. I didn't do anything wrong. I was the little woman that was sitting down in Canberra praying, you know, and trusting in Creator to draw and bring the people by Spirit. Yes, yous all came. But yous lost your way when you started going back to the hold and following politicians, following groups. You should have stayed with Spirit. You should have trusted in Spirit.
It was a good learning, I think.
Yeah, but it was a great awakening.
It was an initiation. It was another step of initiation. So let's do it at Uluru at some point when the time comes.
I reckon this is a time.
I could like say it when you said that to me, because I said I've been having the itch to go back there. I don't know why. Yeah. So see what happens.
You know what? I reckon that's
a place. That would be an epic moment.
Yeah, it would be. Imagine if we all travelled to Uluru and we all just, I'm not worried about national parks. Fuck national parks, because they're another hierarchy that belongs to government. They're a government agent. You know, they're not about my people. You see national parks and wildlife, they steal all our culture and all our knowledge, and then you got all the black fellas like little rangers, all jacket, but they steal all the cultural knowledge from them. And they sit in there under a hierarchy system, you know, giving orders to my people as the rangers. And they're paid slave wages where they sit on, you know. Yeah, but anyways.
Why do you know they close the park down right at Uluru at night, every night?
Yeah, every night.
Why do you reckon they do that?
It's sacred. And plus, you know, you don't want people in and out there at night because you don't want them desecrating something so sacred.
You're not always going to get the respect of the tribes they're heading out there either, are you?
No, because, well, look what you had. You know, when the rock was open, you had people up there jollibating. They were jollibating. Who goes up on top of a sacred rock and piss on it? How disrespectful is that to, you know, you wouldn't want someone to go into your sacred space and piss in it.
Yeah, that's fucked
But
up.
not only that, people were falling off it.
Yeah.
Dying. So, you know, you best protect the people, and our people were feeling no good that people were coming there and dying.
The other one I want to ask, because I mentioned the other day, because you know Kings Canyon there too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Obviously, like, so the English, I don't know what the actual name is, but Kings Canyon. Like, it's interesting they call it Kings Canyon, right?
Mm.
You're talking about creation being right. That's only about 4 hours from Uluru. About that. But the bottom area with the water, it's called the Garden of Eden. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what? When I
Yeah.
went there, I was trying to feel it when I was there. I'm like,
There's something
that's
special.
That's crazy that they wouldn't call it that for no reason. There's no way.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way.
100%. Because there's something, because of creation, you mob. Creation began in this country. And we want the people to know the truth out there where creation began. And it started here. And they found us. They found our ancestors. They found the people, the lost tribe they were looking for. And they came to annihilate my people. You know, and the only way that our people survived is through the Christians, you know, saying, well, if you don't be, you know, we were talking about that at one stage, and it was like if a lot of our people didn't become Christians and learn that way, they were going to be killed. So they had no choice. And that's how it came to be, why my people are so Bible bashed, you know, and programmed. And it's like now it's you know, trying to get my people to come back to spirit, back to creator, back to our ancestors, back to culture, back to the land most of all. Because once you put your feet in the dirt, magic. Once you're in the water and you connect with the water and you can feel it, and you're not just jumping in water, but you're actually feeling it. You're actually connecting with it. See, when your mindset changes in that way, something happens. So don't just look at it like it's just nyabe. Go into it and feel it and just pray within it and let it carry you away. Let it take you away. Trust the water.
Because I was saying the other day, go with the flow.
Yeah.
But to me, it feels like now, what do you think? It's like, it's the ultimate privilege to be born, to be alive at this time now with this great change. But like, the ultimate responsibility too. It's pretty amazing time.
Well, just going now. Yeah, it is because just like Canberra, that was the start of the awakening, is why I went down there, sent down by, you know, the ancestors, by creator spirits, and that's why I went to Canberra. I didn't want to go, but I had no choice because it was my calling. And that was the start of the awakening, even though, you know, even though stuff happened and you live, you learn. And I seen a lot, and I think many others did too, but it was the start of the awakening. So Australia, how awake are you now to what's going on and what this referendum? So what do? Do we rally together? Do we boycott, or do we, you know, every nation, every state, every ballot booth, wherever they're holding the elections, how about we all rally at the front of them? How about we rally and, let's be a distraction and let's stop everyone from voting.
Disruption.
Not distraction.
Yeah.
Disruption. Yeah, disruption. That's the right word. That's the word. Disruption. So if we can disrupt come the elections in any way, shape or form, then Australians, let's do it. You know, but even if you walk in there, what if we get all Australia to go in there and vote no? But how are we going to get this message out to all Australians to vote no to the referendum? How are we supposed to do this? How can we get it out? You need to do your part where you are. You need to start holding rallies, no referendum, no, you know, no voice to parliament, no, you know, no constitutional change. Wherever you are right now, you need to rally, and we need to stop this now. Come August, because
even if they're going to rig it too,
it's already rigged.
Yeah, I mean, the rigs in. You could already, I can show you with those documents they've already planned. But if you get to the point where it gets up to like November and there's millions of people all marching for no or whatever after it, then it's going to show by the numbers that we don't. You know,
but why do it after when we can do it now?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do it after Australia, after the damage is done, when you can do it now? Because now is the time. Now, Australia. Don't whinge and cry, you know, after it's already done and dusted, when you could have done something now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would upset me if they you know, came on board later and when they had an opportunity now.
Unfortunately, that's usually the way it happens because people kind of need to see. They don't believe it till they see it. they see the result. But
Okay. You want to see it? Have a look at the Australian today. When did we have the interview?
Wednesday, wasn't it? Was that? No, Tuesday.
Have a look at the Australian today, what it says. There's a typo. Well, I wouldn't call it a typo, but they were actually disclosing it. Albanese. The coronation, Republican. Republican Prime Minister already. See? He's still a Republican Prime Minister.
He didn't even swear an allegiance to the Queen when he got sworn in, so they know the crown's done anyway.
See?
They're acknowledging it.
See? Slowly moving into a republic. We don't even know where this country is going to go under a republic. But see, they can't move into that direction. We know that the corporation will take full control. We'll become like the US. So this is where you need to think twice, Australia. Do you want to become a republic? Do you want this change? No, we don't. If you look around at this country right now and you look at it and you see the beauty. Do you want that upset? Yeah, I don't. We've been through a lot, Australia. Both sides, of the rainbow. But at the end of the day, we've all been through a lot as a people. We've come so far as a nation. You see the unity. We're more closer than ever before.
But it's so much of it. It is portrayed in the media as this huge separation. But like when you're out and about, it's not really like that, is it? There is unity. This unity comes from
media.
But then people believe it, and it actually creates separation. Right? Yeah. It's bullshit. It's all.
Never believe mainstream media. They are all owned by Rupert Murdoch. They're all controlled by corporations, and they're paid a lot of money to bullshit to the Australian people.
Yeah.
So it's all about the dollar. It's all about the fake. It's all about the fake dollar. But anyways, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. We can probably end it there. Is there anything?
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to say? Just about the rally or whatever.
So don't forget, Australia, Lismore, this Saturday, 10 a.m. At Spinks Park. Just head to the transit centre. If you want to make some banners, if you want to do some place cards, is it placards, place cards?
Whatever.
Yeah. If you want to do place cards, signage, don't forget, bring a chair, bring some water, bring some food. And if any of you musicians, bring some music. Let's make a lot of ruckus and a lot of noise.
You're going to have like a few talks, and then people can just kind of hang around and mingle on that afterwards.
Yeah. So we don't know. I've messaged a couple important people to come and speak, but when I was praying, just let it happen. Just let it flow.
Yeah.
Because everything by spirit, it'll just happen. And that's where the magic is when so just come and share and educate one another about what you know, and the information you got, and
people, if they want to go there and film and stuff too, and then kind of put this out that maybe the media might even have to report it.
Yeah. So because not all First Nations, majority of First Nations do not want this referendum. So let's just make that loud and clear.
Yeah. That's the most powerful message of all. That enough saying that, because they're pigeonholing everyone in saying that
we want it,
must support it, right?
Yeah, and we don't.
And then if you are the ones saying no,
we don't want it. Yeah, so they're misleading you, Australia. All my brothers and sisters out there, this government, this corporation is lying to you. Never trust them. What have they ever done good? When have they ever done good for our families, our communities, and for this country?
Yeah,
they've let us all down.
They're a parasite. A parasite will never stop being a parasite. It just has until it consumes everything that it kills itself. That's all it is.
They're so disconnected from the people. Don't trust Albanese. He's a double-minded man. Look, he's over there swearing allegiance with the king. It was like, okay, you're swearing allegiance with the king. Where does that leave us? You know, it makes you wonder what the bigger picture is here. Don't trust them. Never trust them. And this is the time that we need to unite as a people. We need to stand up, you know, as one mob, all of us, you know, because we're all a part of this great rainbow, you know. We're all family. We're all connected, and enough is enough. So we need to be a force to be reckoned with, to show this corporation, to show this foreign entity, you know, who we are. Australia, can we do this? So wherever you are throughout this great, you know, country, rally, unite on the 6th of May, and let us and post up videos, you know, do stuff, but make some noise and say no to the referendum, Australia, because the majority of First Nations are saying no. So why are you saying yes for something about us?
Yeah. Sweet. Well, we'll end it there. Thanks again.
You got my book. See? No colour.
No colour. What about my ugly big nose, though? Unfortunately, I got that. Uluru.
Let's all go. Convoy.
Let's go, Uluru. All right, we'll go when we're meant to.
Garama Booger Bear, we love you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Yep.